There is a lot we don't know about COVID-19. Scientists are working hard every day trying to decipher how this disease behaves. We stay in because something is out. Today, let me explain to you why that thing keeps us locked. Let's start with a basic question. What is COVID-19? COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the coronavirus SARS-CoV-2. This virus spreads primarily from person to person through small droplets expelled when a person with COVID-19 sneezes, coughs, or speaks. These droplets can enter the body through the nose, the mouth, or the eyes. The virus inside the body can produce, for example, organ failure, but how exactly the virus affects organs remains uncertain. Since it is a novel coronavirus, experts are still discovering new things about it, and recent studies have paved a way that make things a little bit clearer. Let me take a shot at it. First, all viruses need to replicate themselves. SARS-CoV-2 is no exception. The genetic information found inside of the strain needs to be injected inside a human cell, but this process is not simple. With my friend Nunu, let's see how this works.
First, the virus enters the body. Then it can go to the spleen, the lungs, or the intestines. For example, in the lungs, there is the alveoli, place where respiration occurs. Epithelial cells found on the surface contain ACE2 receptors. These receptors serve as an entry point into cells for some coronaviruses like SARS-CoV-2. Thanks to the spike protein found on the surface of SARS-CoV-2 strain, the virus binds with the receptor. This is called the binding process. Once the virus penetrates the cell thanks to the binding process, the RNA is injected and the virus starts to replicate itself into more virus particles that will attack even more cells in the body. Here is when the immune system response comes to action.
The immune response is to defend the body through specific immune cells like neutrophils and killer T cells. These cells normally attack viruses and unknown particles effectively, but in the case of COVID-19, things change a lot.
SARS-CoV-2 infects the immune cells too, producing an overreaction of the immune response. This is called the cytokine storm, where the cytokines, information proteins that help cells to communicate with each other, overreact, raising the immune activity so much that it becomes a danger to the body. According to a study, this overreaction, neutrophils and killer T cells become counterproductive, killing non-infected cells. This uncontrolled immune response could degenerate the protective lining of the lung and leave the alveoli vulnerable to bacteria and further infections like pneumonia.
Yes, everything may sound scary, and it actually is, but if we take appropriate measures, we can defeat this together. Stay calm, stay safe, and keep washing your hands.
Bye!